It's Wednesday, February 5th, and you're listening and watching the Day Weather Podcast. We've got some graphics for you today as there's a lot going on weather-wise. First of all, I want to talk about what's going to happen today. Today, the wind is going to be picking up across the region. This wind is going to be causing a concern for travelers as blowing and drifting snow is already a problem along I-80 and I-25, especially I-80. But we're in between weather systems today, so it's going to be fairly quiet. Just going to have to deal with those gusty winds across the state and region again. And we go into tomorrow, and as we go into Friday, we've got another winter storm to talk about. We have a unique combination of very strong jet stream winds, Pacific moisture, and cold air on the ground working together to bring snow to most of the state and region. Most of Wyoming, a lot of northern Colorado, some front range areas of Colorado will be impacted by this storm. I want to show you the Jetstream wind forecast. Let's take a look at this. This is the Jetstream forecast for late Thursday into early Friday. Want you to notice the jet stream's trajectory. It's coming off the Pacific through southern British Columbia and then is diving south right across Wyoming and Colorado, going right over the Continental Divide. This is bringing copious amounts of Pacific moisture right into the heart of the divide. And what's also impacting things is that we've gotten colder. So there's cold air packed up against the divide. What happens in this pattern is these strong jet stream winds cause the atmosphere to lift. Then the atmosphere is lifted even more over the mountains. That squeezes out the moisture, and the cold air provides a little bit of upslope along the divide. So what you tend to find is the pattern of northwest to southeast flowing jet stream winds produces a band of snow that goes right under it. It shadows it. And you can see it here in the snowfall forecast. Notice the snowfall forecast that takes us through Saturday morning. Notice the snow is trending northwest to southeast across the area. That's how the bands are setting up. And notice how much snow. See all that pink and purple you see over the mountain areas? Well, this is going to produce a tremendous amount of snow. The snowy range of the Sierra Madres of Wyoming, the mountains of I-70 and north of I-70 here in Colorado, places like Steamboat, Aspen Vale, Snowmass, those areas tend to get clobbered by the snow as well. And then look at the snow falling in the Bighorns, the Wind Rivers, the Yellowstone Plateau, and the Jackson area. But also note this area right here, purple. This is snow that's going to extend from Casper to Laramie to Cheyenne through Saratoga and Rawlins, and will get down to Denver, Greeley, Fort Collins, then east along Interstate 70, along I-76. So this is a bit of a different animal compared to what we've had lately. This snow that you see on the map right here is mostly going to fall late Thursday night into the day Friday and into Friday night. Although right here near the mountains and across the northern half of Wyoming, the Bighorn Basin along the I-90 corridor, this snow up here gets started as early as tonight and tomorrow, while the snow in this area here really goes into full force later Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and into Friday, but especially overnight Thursday into Friday morning. Needless to say, we've got tons of headaches for travelers, livestock interests. You got to be prepared for cold, wintry weather conditions again. Do note that across western Nebraska and western South Dakota, this storm seems to be missing out. I do need to warn you, and this is something we'll update you with tomorrow, is these snow bands will migrate east and west. They're going to wiggle a little bit. Now, this is what the model thinks where the heavier snow will be, but there's always the chance that this band could end up further east or further west. But right now, we feel fairly confident that this gives a good representation of where the heavier snow is going to fall. As we head into the weekend, the storm does move out by Saturday morning, but another smaller system could produce snow again in some areas Sunday into Sunday night. And the hits just keep on coming, folks. Here's the 10-day forecast for precipitation across the United States and temperature. What we're highlighting here is temperatures relative to average. Look at this huge contrast. It's going to be very warm in the eastern and southeastern United States, so you're going to hear on the news about how there's no winter going on. Well, that's because all those folks live out here, and that's what they'll be experiencing. But look out west. from the Dakotas to the Rockies to Western Canada, even look at California. This is by next Friday, Valentine's Day. And notice the severe cold that continues. So this is just not a little blip, not a speed bump. This is a pattern that's going to be persistent and will go for the next week to 10 days and maybe longer. So we've got a lot of tough sledding to get through. If you're a snow lover, you're going to love this forecast here for the next week to 10 days. Thanks for listening and watching the Day Weather Podcast. We'll update you on Thursday. Have a great Wednesday.